Aloha, guys. How's it going? Happy Sunday to you. Hope you've had a great day. It is 5:22. I'm just finishing up cleaning for the day. Had church this morning, and I'm cleaning. Today we're going to be talking about fear. Just some thoughts I had today. So we're going to get into some topics of fear. But something I recognize today is that winter in Hawaii is beautiful. So I am living in Honolulu right now, and it's 82 degrees, and it just gets like really clear, and it's magical here during the winter. So comment and let me know what temperature you've got, and where you're watching from. It'd be cool to see where all the varying temperatures right now in December. But yeah, thinking about fear a little bit, I was wondering what choices, what decisions do we make subconsciously based in fear, and how much of that fear is founded. So I think there's just like things we're programmed with that we've heard are scary, like you need to stay hydrated, and so we carry water bottles around with us and drink. Like, are we doing that out of fear, or are we doing that because we want to be hydrated? And it's just interesting to push yourself to points of, nothing crazy, don't go crazy, but I have a friend that when he travels, he dry fasts, which means he does not drink or eat anything, and I think that helps him kind of reset for jet lag. So we have some travel coming up, and I will be on the mainland less than a week. I fly out on a Sunday after church, and we'll be on the mainland visiting 2 cities, and fly back the following Sunday. So I'll be on the mainland less than a week. So I really enjoy dry fasting. I've done it a little bit in travels this year once I heard about it, just to give it a try. And I went 25 hours once without food or water, and didn't even think that going without water that long was possible. I thought I was going to be dying, but it wasn't that big of a deal at all. And so it's just interesting that I think we fear things oftentimes that are just mental blocks in our head, and the anticipation of that event is worse than the actual event itself because of just things we've built up in our heads. I don't know if that makes sense, but it'd be interesting to kind of inventory and just take the time to stop and think and look at our lives and ask ourselves, how many decisions do I make out of fear? And is fear a good motivator? Sometimes I think fear is a good motivator. But I don't know how long you can stay in a state of fear, in a state of stress, and if that's a great long-term motivator either. But it's just fun to kind of press through and test some of the limits of those fears as well, and realize maybe this thing isn't as bad as I thought it was. Maybe I'm afraid of being uncomfortable, and putting myself in a place of discomfort helps you alleviate some of that fear and realize that you can do a lot more than you think you can as well. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on fear. Today's December 7th, which is Pearl Harbor Day. There was recently a shooting at Pearl Harbor. Hawaii's a small community, so a woman from my church, a lot of people here work for Pearl Harbor as in civilian positions, but a woman at our church had a son that worked in the department where those 2 engineers were killed. He worked there previously and knew those guys, so it hits pretty close to home here. So that's one of the tragedies at Pearl Harbor recently. But I think it said, I don't remember how many years ago that was. I can't do mental math right now as I'm driving either. Comment, let me know if you know how many years ago the attack on Pearl Harbor was. I want to say like 76 or something like that. I don't know. I saw an Instagram post about it. But anyway, I went to the Pearl Harbor Museum, and 2 things stood out to me when I visited. This was a few years ago. The first thing was the president's speech, there was a copy of his original handwritten speech there and some of the edits that they made to that speech. And the word infamy, I remember, wasn't in the original speech. And so it's just interesting how certain word choices and just rhetoric is a really important skill, to be able to speak eloquently, to choose good words that will have an impact on people and, cause people to have peace, or use words to calm people during a time of great fear. America had been attacked, and the president had to make a statement and take action. And so it was interesting to see the various edits of his speech. And then the second thing that really impacted me as well was it was just on a wall, and it was a testimony of a guy that just said that he jumped in the water and saved as many people as he can and just didn't stop for like 24 hours or something like that. I think he said he just continued to do it for 24, 25 hours, just would jump in the water, would grab somebody, would bring them to shore, would jump back in, and it just like, that's amazing. That ability to work yourself way past the point of exhaustion. Swimming alone is difficult. Dragging someone is extremely difficult, and then just doing that over and over and over and over again without any rest. I was just completely impressed with that level of pushing through, doing things that needed to be done to get things done. So that's something that I really want to grow in, and so I think that's why I'm also just thinking about fear as well, just pushing through tasks, pushing through hardships, and being ready if bad things happen. So hopefully bad things don't happen and we'll all be good and squared away. But are you ready? Are we prepared for hard things in life? Even if it's not something on a mass scale, are we just resilient enough to be ready? Yeah. So those are my thoughts today on December 7th. Is today the 8th? I don't even know what day it is. But yeah, those are my thoughts on fear. I just pulled into my home, so I am gonna go. It's been a long day, but it's been a good day. All right, guys, have a good one. I will talk to you soon. See ya.